gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
I told George, he said,
You
she
saw that
is
too.
the most wonderful mother.
Mother.
Yes.
Because it doesn't always work that way. Your lover is not always a good mother to your children. But in your case, you were.
Sure,
You did not repeat that horror story that he lived through.
When we first got married, his best friend, who was an engineer, said to me, George will be good for 10 years. Your marriage will last 10 years. The only one who thought that, because he has 10 years worth of stories to tell you. Well, it's going on 45, and he's still talking, still telling stories. His childhood used to bring tears to my eyes when I heard the way he was raised. And it's interesting that he chose me because home and children and all of that was so important. And it's important to him. Home is very important to her. She's the most marvelous father and husband. He loves his home. He loves his family. And people who don't know George see this wild, long-haired hippie, and they can't believe he's a good father. Somebody that was trying to get George to work for them called me up one day, and I took a message. I'd never met him. And he said some rather insulting things about George. And I said, look, before you go any further, this is the man I love and I'm happily married to. And he said, poor you. And I said, no, lucky me. And I said, furthermore, if you want my husband to work for you, you better change your attitude. And George never went to any meetings after that. Because I thought, on one hand, because of George's appearance, he was judging him.
Yeah.
And on the other hand,
a superficial man.
On the other hand, he wanted to suck George of his, whatever creative ability he had. Yeah. He could see that the guy had ideas, Anyway, you know who that was, don't you, honey?
Thank you, Lola, so much. We got about 6 minutes. Let's get Uncle Ken on the camera.
Yes.
Let's save it till next time. For another time.
Tired?
Yeah, getting tired.
Okay, let's save it for next time.
And you have never held me to 6 minutes in your life, nor has anyone else.
Well, now that you know what Roy has here, this was the impossible dream. To get people away from the convention to bring them to Roy's sanctuary. But we did it, didn't we, Roy?
Let me make a suggestion. Since both of you have offstage presences on this tape, and since Lola had an offstage presence on the tape, now I think that both of you, you both, ought to interview him interview you, so that now when you want to, you can cut to face close-ups of any given one of us and remind us that we're having a little group discussion here rather than just a one-on interview.
Well, if it's only 6 minutes.
Yeah, why don't somebody take this chair?
That's
a good idea. Because I was just going to say, why don't we do Shell?